The moment she get those chills from the kings of the hills, I was so propane again. I don't know what it means to your chumps, but the team like a blunt and we coming back around.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, physically
Today,
lost
right?
Or mentally lost?
maybe a little bit of
Psychedelic?
both. 27 last year. Yeah, and you know I'm Colombian.
You don't look a day over 23.
I know I don't. I look like a day under 23.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow's my 23rd birthday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm 28 now. So last year, I'm in Colombia, and there's this really cool island off the coast of Colombia, Caribbean, and it has Jamaican culture. Completely.
San Andreas, I know that island.
San Andreas, yeah, very, very Jamaican. So I'm over there, like, trying to experience that side of Colombia and having a good time. And I wound up going to this big concert, right, with these Australian girls. They were really sweet, and hoping we might hook up. And having a good time. Anyway, the concert ends, and I wind up, like, with the musicians, like, getting...
The reggae artists.
The reggae guys I went to see. I'm getting super high with them. And, I mean, just really high, right? And so that's over, and I'm like, head back to the hotel, try to get hold of those girls. And I go, oh, I'll take the shortcut. I won't go the way I came, right? I go, right here is the shortcut. But, okay, mistake, because the shortcut actually took a bend. Suddenly I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm not downtown in the touristy part. And then the good news is a pack of wild dogs shows up behind me.
What is that, slang for something? Or?
It is not slang. It's literally wild dogs. And so I take off running. They go after me for a while and then leave.
Wow.
Yeah, so, okay. Walk farther down.
So you probably got even more lost when you took
Oh,
off
I
running.
was lost. I just ran. I don't know where I was, right? Middle of nowhere, man. Same side I'm walking on down the street, there's this group of guys hanging. I can tell from where I'm at, you know. They're just hanging. It's kind of little. I'm like, but I can't turn around, walk the other direction, because that's not a good sign. Can't cross the street, because that's not good either. So, you know, in those situations, you just got to power through, you know, and walk confidently. So I walk right at them, and then they say something to me in Spanish, I guess. But I'm in a dashiki.
Okay.
So I'm looking, you know, looking kind of Rasta. So I go like, hey, Rasta. That's how I, like, respond to him. To
Do you
throw
have
him
a
off.
good accent?
Rasta. I just said Rasta. Right?
And with the accent,
Rasta.
though, right?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, show me, say it with the accent, though.
Rasta. Like that.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like
And they
that.
totally believe you when you did it.
I don't know.
Do it one more time.
Rasta.
Yeah. It sounds believable.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I try. And so anyway, they didn't hassle me. Walk. Get back to the hotel, and sitting outside the hotel on a lawn chair is a cop. And I kind of see him out of the corner of my eye, and he says, hey! And I'm like, just keep going. I just want to get to the hotel. So I'm trying to get to the hotel, and he's like, hey! I'm like, hey, time, just trying to get home. Hotel, tourista, hotel.
Yeah.
And he's like, suddenly, like, he scampers over, and he's right in front of me. Right in my face. I'm like, oh, shit. He's like, what are you doing out here? And I go, hey, I'm just, my hotel. He goes, you trying to buy drugs? I go, no. And he goes, oh, you trying to find prostitutes? I go, no, man. He goes, what are you doing out here? He goes, do you want drugs? I'm like, no. And he goes, do you want prostitutes? I'm like, fine, is this guy what's he trying to do? Trying to bait me?
Yeah.
And I go, no. And he points to his handcuffs. He goes, you want to go to jail? I'm like, no. He goes, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing here, man? And show me your ID. So I show him my ID, and it shows I'm Colombian. So when he sees that, he immediately is like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, it's all right. So it's cool toward me.
Why couldn't he tell you really look Colombian?
I know, I don't know, man. Some people, they don't realize that Colombians come in all shapes and sizes. Right?
Yeah.
There's this stereotype about what Colombians look like.
Yeah.
And I don't fit it for some people, I guess.
I got lost and I almost died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was in France. I was living out there, and I was with one of my girlfriends, and I saw that this famous dancer, what was his name? I'm old. I'm getting old.
Okay.
1977. Rudolph Nureyev. That was his
Nureyev?
name. Nureyev.
Yeah, I've heard of him, I think.
That was his name. And I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
In Paris?
No, it was in Paris, but I was in Bordeaux, which
Okay.
is like 400 miles away.
Okay.
And so I had to hitchhike. My girlfriend came with me to the show, and I didn't know that she was gonna stay there in that city with friends, and I had to come back home by myself.
Oh, wow. 400 miles?
400 miles at 12 a.m. at night.
Oh.
Raining, I'm drenched. I had you see my long, luxurious hair? Long, luxurious hair. I was around 20 years old back then, 1977. That's about right. The earring.
Yeah. Hippie.
I was on the side of the road trying to hitchhike. Trucks were going by, splashing me with water. It was just people weren't picking me up. Like one dude drove me 100 miles, but I ended up in the middle of nowhere. But you can kind of see a town across a field.
It's in the middle of the night and it's raining.
And it's raining, and it's about to start snowing. It's like I was gonna die.
Yeah.
And if I didn't find some shelter, it was gonna get way too cold.
Yeah.
Or I would survive and get so sick that I might die from this illness.
Or you might get bitten by a giant mosquito.
Or some craziness, right? It was
an eagle might try to mate with you.
That happened, right? Maybe sometimes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And so I run across the field. I don't even know what was in the field. It's pitch dark. You can't even see your hands. It's before it's falling, before your age.
Yeah.
And so I get to this town, and I try to sleep on a bench.
Yeah.
But I realized that if I don't find somewhere to go inside, that it was just going to be bad for me.
This is December.
Yeah, it was winter.
Cold.
And in Europe.
Gotcha.
And so it's a police station, and I run up to it, and I go inside, and there's some people in there, but they're looking at me crazy, and they can tell I wasn't from France. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
They kind of understood, but they didn't believe my story. They thought I was like some type of criminal, or they were kind of looking at me weird, crazy, made me fill out all these reports and everything. And so they finally let me sleep somewhere, but they're kind of like fucking with me and joking with me, and they make me sleep on a very uncomfortable desk. And I couldn't even really sprawl out. I had to curl up, and it was just
on top of a desk.
Oh yeah, it just wasn't right. But I woke up the next morning, and everything was fine. I wasn't in a cell. So
yeah.
That worked out. So I was super lost.
Yeah.
And then I had to hitchhike for like 10 hours all the way back the next day.
Oh.
And I was just fucked. It was just.
How was the show? How was it with Nureyev? How was the dance?
It was a good show, but I don't know if it was worth the trouble I got into.
Yeah. Cool. You noticed that both of our stories had cops in them.